Hello friends, and welcome to 10.9 Circles on a Coordinate Plane. So we're starting with everybody's favorite, some Desmos, to answer these questions. So how do we get the numbers inside the parentheses? So we're trying to figure out how we're going to get those numbers. How do we decide whether to add or subtract? So this is add or subtract, add or subtract. Are we going to add sometimes or subtract sometimes? And then what goes on the end of the equation. So y'all, basically what this is a circle. If you have it on a coordinate grid like this, it has an equation that goes with it. Like we know y equals mx plus b is a straight line. Well, a circle also has an equation that goes with it. X plus or minus some number squared plus y plus or minus some number squared equals another number squared. So I want y'all to play with Desmos, see if we can start figuring this out. So the equation for, so it's 0, 0, drag the blue circle around, watch how it changes. So if I drag, so 5, 7 equals minus 7 minus 5. Negative 6, 5, negative 7, 2, plus 7 minus 2. Plus 6 plus 5, minus 6 plus 5. So what is happening here as you drag that around? You notice, you wonder, you're typing it in. All right, now drag the blue circle to circles A, B, and C, write the equation. So if I drag this to A, the equation, so you can type it in, is going to be, wow, I'm struggling to write on my iPad, but it's up in the corner, x minus 4 plus x minus 6. So where did that minus 4 come from? Where did the minus 6 come from? We're not even really talking about the 3 yet. What connection can you make between each center and its equation? So we're trying to pull this, right? So like, what's happening there? What's happening there? What's happening there? And then on screens, write an equation for the solid blue circle so it matches the delta math. So to begin, next screen. All right, so we're trying to get the blue to match. So I know I'm going to want to do a plus 0 because x is 0 and a minus 6 because that's my center. So my center is right. So now how do I make it bigger? I have to move the equation. I can't just drag it. Okay. So let's just make this a 2. Ha-ha, it matches. All right. You're going to keep going. See if you can make it match. Then I have a couple more. This is a challenge. You're trying to get all 4 circles. Last but not least, how would you explain the relationship? So hopefully by now you have gotten to the point where you see where these are coming from. Y'all, to get the numbers inside parentheses, that is the center. So x comma y, it's the x value of the center, the y value of the center. What letters we tend to use for those though are this, y'all see this HK right here? So HK, H is the x value, K is the y value. It doesn't matter, it is just the center, okay? It is the center of the circle. How do we decide whether to add or subtract? So it's got to be opposite. So if you had, if the center is 4, 6, it's got to be minus 4, minus 6. But over here, the center is negative 1, or negative 5, negative 1, excuse me, positive 5, negative 1. Whew. So minus 5 is my center, or plus, negative 5 is my center, plus 5 is my equation. Positive 1 is my center, minus 1 is my equation. It has to be opposite. The sign of the center. And then what goes at the end, this number down here is always, always, always going to be your radius. So when you look, that was slide like down here. So I'm going to move the center to make it negative 5 and positive 2. So now I'm matching the black, but I'm not big enough. My pick only has a radius of 1. I needed to have a pick of 1, 2, 3. I need it to have a radius, of 3 to the second power. Let me get rid of that extra 2. Boom. So the radius is always the thing that is put to the second power. Okay. So the equation that we tend to see when you write, like see it on the ACT, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So hk is the center. I'm going to color code here. So h, that is the x value of the center of the circle. K, that's the y value for the center of the circle. And then R is my radius. That's something we already know. We are not going to struggle with that one because we are so smart. Radius. All right, so let's write an equation for each circle. A with a center of 0, 0, and a radius of 4. So I'm going to x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 4 squared. Y'all, you don't even have to do all the mess. X squared plus y squared equals 16. You know that minus 0 doesn't do anything. All right, x with a center at -1, -1. So that is going to be x minus 1. So it needs to be x plus 1. Got to make it opposite. Y, make it opposite. That's a positive number. Woohoo. Y plus 1 equals 7 squared, 49. All right, so the center is -2, -2. So x plus 2, make it opposite. Y plus 2 equals, okay, so my radius is 5. So root 5 to the second power. Well, we know you can put that in your calculator, 1, or it's just root 5 times root 5, which is the square root of 25, which is just a plain old 5. All right, so root 5 squared is just 5. Okay, find the center, find the radius, find the equation. All right, my center is 4, 3. My radius is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and a little bit. Let's see, can I find? Oh, it's this. It's crooked. I'm going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem to find my radius. Great fun. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, got to use Pythag to find my radius. That's a circumference. 5 squared plus 2 squared equals my radius squared. So 25 plus 4 square root of 29. I'm just going to leave it as square root of 29 for now because I know the equation is going to end up being x minus 4 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 29 squared, or root 29 squared is 29. Should have done this one first because this one you can just count. It's a little bit easier. So the center is 0, 0. If you do not put those parentheses, I will take off. So x squared plus y squared equals, my radius is 1, 2, 3. All right, my center is at -4, 3. My radius is 1, 2. So I've got x plus 4 squared plus x minus 3 squared equals 4. All right, last but not least, identify the center and the radius of the equation. All right, so the center is not actually 3, -5, right? It has to be backwards. So it's -3, +5. And then the radius is going to be the square root of 16, 4. All right, x has nothing next to it, so that's a 0, -2. Square root of 4 is 2. Center is 0, 0. Square root of 64 is 8. And the center is not 1, 4, but -1, -4. And the radius is the square root of 17. Have no idea what that is. I'm going to leave it like that. Cool. Your homework is a lesson check on Delta Math, not Desmos Mayhew.